Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. This is going to be a candle wax reading and the topic is love and relationships. So there are two piles. Pile number 1 is this purple candle and pile number 2 will be the yellow candle. So you can pause this video till you decide which candle you would like to pick. You can also choose to listen to both and take whatever messages resonate with you. I'll be back with pile number 1. Welcome pile number 1. This is for those of you who chose the purple candle. The topic for the day is love and relationships. What do you need to know? Pile number 1. Okay, that just went off. Interesting. I also heard take things slow. So if you've recently met someone, then the advice is to take things slow. Get to know each other better before you jump into any major decisions or commitments. You know, sometimes we meet someone and we make them very, very significant in our life, or we meet someone and we already think of, we've already planned out our entire life with them. So don't jump ahead is what is coming through. I'm hearing the message that it's very important to choose a life partner that aligns with your values, your goals. You know, initially when you meet somebody, it's all lovey-dovey, but later on, you may realize that maybe certain things are not the way that you liked, or maybe the person or the expectations that you had are not how they turned out to be. So something about thinking things through and not rushing into anything is mainly the message here. You know, sometimes you get married and then you realize that it could be even the little things that start to then bother you or irritate you, and without knowing it, unknowingly, it kind of starts to create a rift. And it's something very silent, but there are these undercurrents that start to form, and before you realize it, there's a sort of distance that gets created without you even verbally saying it. Be transparent in your communication, be transparent in what it is that you want from this person, what is it that you want from this relationship moving forward. I'm seeing something where one person is very transparent and the other one is probably somebody that is maybe not hiding, but someone who doesn't share or is not very expressive. And the other person tends to feel like they don't want to, or you may start feeling like you don't feel that important in the other person's life, because you expect that if this person is your partner, they should share things with you, they should be open with you. Something feels unfair to you regarding something. Maybe somebody's had a past which you may have overlooked, but sometimes it still bothers you. Not that they are disloyal, but somewhere there is some sort of insecurity that I'm picking up that someone feels. I'm hearing sometimes you feel invalidated, you feel not heard. I'm hearing more than a relationship. Treat it like this person is your best friend. It kind of takes the pressure of a husband or a boyfriend away. It's something like getting the fun back in a relationship. Maybe a relationship has started to feel very stagnant. after a point in time, you kind of start taking things and people for granted. So this is if you want to get the spark back in your relationship or your marriage. It's asking you to go back to the dating phase, when things were new, like the first time you went out, the first time you went for a movie, maybe the first time that you shared intimate moments, something to make it feel new again. It's like that energy of staleness that is creeping in. It's like you wish that things were more exciting, Maybe taking a little break or going for a weekend away. There's so many responsibilities, right, that everyone has, that sometimes you feel like there's just no space for the two of you to just have that one day just to yourselves. Sometimes you don't even have to talk. It's just spending time with each other. It's just being in the presence of someone in that quietness. And romance is not something that necessarily has to be expressed via gifts or via grand gestures. Sometimes it's just sitting together and maybe having your morning cup of coffee, having breakfast together, maybe cooking a meal together. So maybe find certain activities that you could do together. I also heard just maybe taking up a pottery class or painting or going for a bike ride, just going for a walk. Something about quality time, where it's just the two of you without any distractions. It's like sometimes you miss the moments of togetherness you had before life got really busy with kids and so many other things that you have to take care of in the house. If you're single, you might meet somebody in the next 2 to 3 weeks. There could be a business or corporate event that you're going for, and you may meet somebody during this time. If you have something which is out of town, perhaps you may meet someone interesting as well. It could be that you're going for a business work trip and you meet someone there. Okay, just going to take a few cards. Pile number 1. So you have conflict, so there could be clashing, there could be differences, or for someone this could be just feeling like this person and you are not compatible. Intimacy, bonding, sensual and confiding. Yeah, this is what I was saying. Feeling like you need to spend more time together, but just the two of you. So like I said, going away together or doing simple activities where you just get that time together, just the two of you. And we have silence, frozen, no words and stone wall. Like I got in the reading before, that when one person is not expressive, or if you've not been communicating too well, all these things just kind of go unsaid. It's something that kind of just, it's like still waters run deep, and you start to then internalize all this anger, frustration, unhappiness, sadness. I'm also hearing something to do with guilt and regret. Okay, so take some time, speak your heart out, have an honest conversation, sit down with the person and say how you're feeling, so at least you let it out of your system. Okay, because this looks like you just feel very isolated, and it's a very lonely feeling. And especially when you have someone and you feel alone, or if you feel like in spite of you having a partner you can't share things, it's very upsetting, right? So yeah, find a way to get some time to communicate to your partner how you're exactly feeling. Let them also know. Sometimes if you don't say, the other person may think that everything is okay. They're taking things for granted, that way. Okay, let me just take another few cards. This is the singles and relationship deck. So you have ambivalent. You say you want a lover, but you're not all in. Take time to figure out what you want. So be sure about, do you just want somebody because you're feeling lonely, or it's basically like getting into a relationship for the right reasons. A lot of times what happens is, if we don't love ourselves enough, we always look outside for validation or someone to fill the gap. But you need to realize that even if you have someone, till you don't love yourself, a relationship, it won't be balanced. It's like you can't pour from an empty cup. You don't have anything to give, in a manner of speaking. Okay, you have to learn to love yourself. The other person is just someone that is an addition to your life, is someone who is your partner in the good, the bad times. So basically what I'm getting is, don't look at somebody as a replacement for the way that you're feeling currently. Okay, I hope that made sense. Insecurities, yeah, I spoke about this. Work on building your confidence and feeling safe in your relationship. Feeling safe to speak to someone, feeling safe about the way that you look. Okay, it's so important that a lot of people have, I think it's called body dysmorphia, or we have so many judgments about the way that we look. So when you find somebody or your partner, it has to also come from a space where you feel vulnerable about the way that you look, where you're willing to literally bear it all with this person. When you're dating, you're always looking your best, and everybody is always putting their best foot forward when you're dating. But when you get married, you're going to see all sides of the person. Okay, whether it's the scars, whether it's, you're going to go through all types of changes in your body as well. So there has to be that comfort level and understanding between you and the person, right? So work on your insecurities, work on your confidence. Love is the answer. Love will not solve your problems. You need to work on being independent. So this kind of goes hand in hand with this as well, right? And this could also be where you're looking for somebody to be dependent on. Now it works, it's a sort of thin line, okay, where having a partner, of course, can also make you feel safe and secure, but that should not take away you having the capability to be independent. Okay, to be independent regardless of whether someone is in your life or not. And also something about self-value. Okay, the way you value yourself, the way you talk to yourself, the way that you feel about yourself. A person can motivate you, a person can encourage you, but only you know how you can make yourself feel and believe that you actually are all that. You can have somebody that reminds you, but you need to do the work. All right, I'm just going to take some tarot if there's any additional message. This just gives me the energy that you have everything available to you, and yet there's something missing. Something about gratitude. What happens is that, I think it's probably human nature, but we are sort of greedy. It's like if you have 10, you want 12, and that's a good thing, like to keep wanting more, to keep raising the bar. But at the same time, you also have to be happy with what you have at the current moment. We're always searching for something better. We always think that the grass is greener on the other side. But till you're not grateful for what you have, you will also not realize the value of what you keep getting, because it will never be enough. You will always keep looking for more and more, thinking that, once I get 12, I'll be happy. Then you will strive for 15. Then you'll feel like, no, this is also not enough. I want more. So you must keep striving for more, but you also have to learn to be grateful for what you have and be happy with what you have and enjoy what you have. I don't know why I'm getting this message, but you're with somebody, and after a point of time, there is a boredom in a relationship. Maybe it reaches a point where you just feel like, I'm looking for something more. But that constant more will never satisfy you, because it is, what I'm getting, it is a pattern. I'm getting something to do with your childhood as well, somebody's childhood over here. We pick up a lot of things from our family, from our parents, the relationships that we see in our home whilst we are growing up. That also has a big impact on our lives and our relationships. So something here about mirroring something or someone that you have seen as you have grown up. This is also working on your own beliefs that you have about relationships. So it's rewiring your brain about a healthy and safe relationship. Okay? This whole thing about competition, this whole thing about comparison, probably, when we look at other people, we think, oh, this one has what I would ideally like, or this one has something better than what I have. So something about always comparing your relationships to other people, or comparing your lifestyle to other people, knowing that you need to be self-sufficient. And I think this kind of relays with the independence. It's not about a person or thing. It's about you and how you view yourself. This comes from a space, something about safety and security is very important here, because we also have the insecurities that came up. So I would say, like, working on yourself and working on your beliefs about love and relationships, what they should be, what they should look like, and what is it that you are truly looking for. Okay, maybe write down on a piece of paper that what do I expect from my partner? What is the type of relationship that I would like? Okay, what is missing in my life? What do I need to do to get that partner? What do I need to be? What do I need to work on? It's meeting people halfway, right? Alright, group number 1, that was your reading. I hope it helped, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, take care. Welcome, group number 2. This is for those of you who chose the yellow candle. So the topic for today is love and relationships. Something may have abruptly ended in your life. This could be a relationship or a friendship. Somebody from your past is coming back to you. I'm also getting there's a certain pattern in your relationships, and maybe this time when this person comes around, it's going to be your decision. Are you willing to break this pattern, or are you going to choose something different now? Maybe this was not a very healthy relationship. Okay, maybe there was something amiss. But sometimes we are so used to the comfort or a familiarity of a person that we tend to choose them again and again. We tend to forgive their mistakes. We tend to overlook what's not working. You need to decide whether you're okay with it, whether you both are willing to work on it, then it's good. Otherwise, this is something you need to think about. But I definitely do see someone coming back. Maybe you all have been out of touch for 3 to 4 months. I'm seeing something like it's a dragon or a snake's tail, but it's completely bent. So it's like, I don't know, something was, I'm getting the energy of something sly, like a hidden information. But maybe somebody called out someone on their behavior or something that they did. And see, taking someone back or, getting back together with somebody, of course, is completely each one's call. You just have to see that you're not repeating the same mistakes again and again. Otherwise, it's a very vicious cycle or a loop that just doesn't seem to end. Somebody could be a Scorpio. I'm also getting Pisces. The number 6. Somebody could be born on the 7th of October. A little random, but I just thought somebody who has 2 or 3 kids is deciding to walk out or has walked out. Something about children is quite prominent here. Someone may think of freezing the eggs for a later point in time since you don't have a partner. Somebody may be choosing to be a single mother. So I'm seeing someone that has separated, but you have had a mutual separation, but you're still on very good terms, maybe because of the kids. And it's a very, well, at least you have come to a very good understanding, a very healthy relationship, And it's also very good for the kids. I'm seeing somebody giving someone flowers, like sunflowers or yellow colored flowers. Okay, maybe your partner will surprise you with a gift or a box of chocolates and flowers. Maybe you will be going on a date night or for a movie and dinner. I'm seeing someone here who's probably 1 year into their marriage, and it's sort of like you're enjoying the honeymoon phase. You may be planning a child soon as well, maybe in the next 2 to 3 years, but it's like you're already planning. Maybe you want to move into a bigger house, so you're probably looking for a house or an apartment. I don't know why, but I heard Yorkshire. Maybe you're looking for something in the countryside. You don't want to really live and bring up kids in the city. Somebody could be taking time to decide about having kids or not because they have extremely long working hours. Maybe somebody works as a nurse, somebody in a hospital. Something about a ship is significant. Maybe you work on a ship or you're going on a cruise, maybe a family holiday. Somebody's mother may have recently passed on. Somebody may be celebrating their 40th anniversary. Maybe you're going to have friends and family and have a little party or event to celebrate this. I'm just going to take some cards for group number 2. One, 2, and 3. There, you have family with fertility, parenthood, and pregnancy. Basically, what came up. For somebody, you could be feeling trapped, stuck, tied down, or captive. Return, second chance, opportunity, making amends. Didn't I say somebody is coming back into your life? Thank you. This is the singles and relationship deck. 1, 2, 3. Oops. So what is this? You have settling. Don't stay with someone who isn't right for you just because it is safe. Unworthy. You deserve an amazing relationship. Take steps to heal doubts about yourself. And pent up anger. You have unresolved feelings from your past that makes you resentful towards others. If you would like, because it's a collective reading, when I saw these 2 cards, also listen to pile number 1. There was a lot of talk about feeling unworthy or getting into a relationship for the right reasons. Okay, I'll just take some tarot for any additional messages. Group number 2. Maybe somebody caught someone cheating and you have decided to walk away. Like I said, there's something about single parenting which is very significant in this group. Of course, you still miss the person, but maybe this was also the right thing for you to do at that point of time. I also feel you're in a dilemma whether you should marry again or not. Somebody could be seeking, of course, family counseling as well. Something about children's education came up. Maybe you are planning or thinking about your child's education, about securing their something about like maybe college fees or higher education as well. Okay, somebody may be taking a student loan or looking at a scholarship. Wow, we just got these cards. Yeah, you're looking at building and securing that. Maybe your child is going to go to university soon. So maybe you want to ask for help, or maybe this person does provide you with some, something, but if not, yeah, so for a lot of you, this is the end of You can't see the cards. For a lot of you, this is the end of a particular chapter. You've decided that I'm going to fend for it myself. I'm just hearing for somebody like you just couldn't take it anymore, and for the sake of your own sanity and your children and everything, you decided that you need to walk away. Yeah, and this comes after a lot of careful thought and decision. And that's this feeling of trapped. We have the devil. You were just stuck, and now you're moving on a new life. Wonderful. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you in my next reading. Bye. Thank you.